All right. One more thing before we go. This is coming from Dez Bryant. Excuse me. Former Dallas Cowboy, uh, Oklahoma State University wide receiver. I ran across this. Okay, there it is. I ran across this video, and I think it's important for us to talk about. So here's Dez Bryant. This was from the Pivot.
Let me read something to you real quick. Mean a lot to me. Man, I ain't trying to cry, but let me read something. It's been on my phone for 5. Break generational curses. Quit yelling at your kids before they go to bed and expect them to sleep well. Quit yelling at your kids in the morning right after they wake up before school and expect them to have a good day. You set the tone for your children. You set the tone for you set the tone for your voice. They will always remember in their heads. You become their inner voice. Don't be their inner critic. Speak life, speak love, speak bravery, kindness and hope. Speak wisdom and truth. Most of all, listen to your children.
As a parent, and I also you gotta remember from experience, because ladies and gentlemen, I've always said this. My dad is from Nigeria. My mom's obviously Black American. So a lot of my parenting were a lot. I got a lot of my parenting skills obviously from them. So some of the narratives that you hear about being raised by a foreigner, there are some truths to that, and obviously there's some exaggerations. And also keep in mind having a mother from this country, a Black American mother. Like I said, something there's some narratives also there that is true, and there's some things that are exaggerations as well. When it comes to, but one thing a commonality is what you instill in your children. Bolo said this on my program, and I agree with him. I use this as often as I can. Truth without love is a weapon. So when Des Bryant is talking about not to yell at your kids or whatever the case may be, there's nothing wrong. I'll say there's nothing wrong with yelling at your kids. What is behind that bass in your voice? So, is there love? Is there anger? Is there hatred? Is there selfishness? What's behind that? Because he's talking about don't yell at your kids going to sleep, expect them to sleep good. Don't yell at your kids in the morning, expect them to have a good day. Um, if there's no love behind those yellings or what you're doing to your kids, I totally understand, and I agree with that 1,000%. My dad, like I said, there's some narratives that are true, there's some narratives that are not true about being raised by a foreigner, particularly someone from Nigeria. Um, was my dad always the loudest? No. He knows how to talk in an indoor voice, and he knows when he can raise his voice at us. But one thing, see, growing up, it was just simple, like do what you're supposed to do, because we didn't feel any selfishness from my dad. We didn't feel no hatred from my dad. That for sure we did not feel, especially on being a devout Christian that he is. We didn't feel that. Now, some people say, did he ever show love and affection? If you want to go by Western civilizations, probably not, depending on how you're looking at it, what the narrative is. But one thing I can say for my father is this: he was there every morning, he was there every night. He worked multiple jobs to take care of 4 kids at a time. And doing all of that, still made time for us to have to uh, um, to cook sometimes, because he worked. I won't tell you what job he worked at, but let's just say we was never short on food ever. Still made time for us to go to church on Sundays and Wednesday night Bible study. Still made time for us to do devotion night where we read the book of Proverbs consistently. Where my father mattered the most, he was there. He was absolutely there. And there was a lot of yelling and all of that stuff. But we knew We didn't sense no hatred coming from my father. We didn't sense that at all. Matter of fact, as a 36-year-old who has his own son, I could go as far as to say my dad loved us because he didn't have to do what he did. Now, some people say, "Well, he brought kids in the world. He has to be there to protect and provide." And I was like, actually, ladies and gentlemen, the answer to that is no. Just like women don't have to do that for their child, a man doesn't have to do that for their child at all. Everything is a choice. He chose to drop out of school his last semester at Texas Southern University to raise his family back in the 80s. He chose to work these jobs to provide for us. He chose to stay. He chose everything that he has did for us, every sacrifice he made for us. He chose to do that because he loved us, he cared about us, and he wanted us to be better. That's what my dad did, and I saw the love, and I can now say that's love. I can 100% say that's love. Someone say that's duty. What empowers duty? Love. Like what empowers me? You think love empowers me to go to work directly? No, absolutely not. No, I don't love going to work, but I do it because I love providing for my son. I choose to be here because I love that boy. Just like how my dad loved all four of us. So when it comes to the yelling and all that stuff, there's no love. There's no love to it. You're wasting your time. Like I said, there's something called positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement, even now when it comes to discipline. So always keep that in mind when it comes to children. Yes, and to the last part, they said that stuck out me to listen to your children. Great Sense says a whole bunch of nothing most of the time, particularly when it comes to Godzilla, Kong, anything Jurassic Park. Um, I listen anyways because if I don't, when it's time for him to tell me something, I shut him out, and he's gonna have no one to go to. So I cannot do that to my son. So as annoying as it is, ladies and gentlemen, listen to your kids. Listen to your kids. Yes, tell them like, all right, we talked about this already. Just talk about something new. Give us something new to talk about, but never tune them out. Never shut them out. You gotta listen, okay?